Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad that you could be here today alongside Jan.
Hey, Steve. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Jan. Jan has from Save Money and More with Jan, her channel.
Yeah.
Um, we're here today since Christmas is really not that far away, maybe a couple weeks and a few days after, not quite three. Uh, One of the things that's really good, in fact, I should start doing it more so myself, and it will simplify things for everybody. In fact, if I don't mind saying it, or you don't mind saying it, or for me to say it, one of the things we're going to talk about right now was one of the trivia questions on her birthday show. We're going to discuss meal prepping in advance,
Yeah.
you know. So, Jan,
Yes.
you've got
Steve,
some.
I do. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. I just want to say this. Just this morning and last night, in back and forth conversation, I mentioned to Steve last night on a chat that I am so ambitious about today. The first thing I'm going to do this morning is wake up and start doing some make ahead meals for the holidays, literally for Christmas. And Steve, this morning when I said hello to you on chat, what was the first thing I told you I was going to do? Right? Like literally this morning. I even gave Steve the outline of the time. I said, well, I'm going to have my coffee now. And at 8:40, I'm going to start, slice and dicing the meat. I want to do my meatballs. I want to do
Yep.
my baked ziti. I had everything done so methodically. I'm just saying, by literally, I predicted that by 11 o'clock, I would be completely finished assembling everything. Steve, I always pick baked ziti for Christmas. Why? It is one of the easiest make aheads ever, like
It
ever.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's assembling. It's mainly assembling.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's what I did. I made the meatballs homemade from scratch, which I love my own stuff, just it's just the better one, like in my opinion, the ones you make from scratch. But I put everything together. I do not bake it though, Steve. You raised a good point. It's like preparing a frozen meal. And what I did was, I mean, I didn't bake the ziti. I left everything assembled. It's cooked. It was boiled, drained, sauce, ricotta, mozzarella, all the stuff I like to put in it. One I like to make like sort of like a pizza style with pepperoni on the top of
Hmm.
it and mozzarella like a
Yeah.
pizza baked ziti. The other one I like to have my mushrooms on the top, a different version. The other one I like to keep plain, give it a variety. Steve, do you realize because I did all of that, I have half of my Christmas Day dinner finished. All I have to do is take it out that morning, maybe thaw it out a few, about an hour or two, pop it in the oven. While I'm entertaining guests, I'm not slicing, dicing, or dirtying up the kitchen. I did all
Right.
that already. The other thing, Steve, I highly recommend for everyone, I forgot to mention this to you. I want to get a little ham, a pre cooked ham. This way, the guesswork is out. I do not have to worry, oh, is it going to come out right? Am I cooking it long enough? Blah, blah, blah. I don't like to have like experimental meals for the holidays. For me, that's not the day to experiment with a recipe,
No. Mm-mm.
right? Don't you could get a small one if you have a small family. You could get one very, very cheaply. You could find them even at like local dollar type stores. The little one from a company called DAK.
Okay. Yep.
So
Dak.
cute. They're so adorable. You could dress it up, put pineapple slices on the outside or cloves on the outside. It's already cooked. You're just heating it up. A high recommendation. So between the make ahead baked ziti and the ham, all I have to do is like get very simple appetizers. Steve, what do you think about the following? Does it make sense to slice and dice too much? No. We could take help from the grocery store. I know you mentioned to me like something about baby carrots and olives and certain things like that are readily available.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with buying an actual, bag of carrots, but then you got to go open the bag, pull the carrot out, go to your drawer, pull out the vegetable peeler, and then peel the carrot. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, it gives you something to do, but you also have in a small little bag. One, I think they also come in 2 pounds, depending on how much you need. Little baby carrots.
Yeah.
All you have to do there is just rinse them off with water, and you're ready to go. They're already peeled. So,
Excellent. That's what I do, Steve. I
um,
like to rinse them and pat them dry. And you're
mhm.
reminding me, how about the artichoke hearts that are in the can? Things of that
um,
nature. It's already
artichoke.
done.
Well, artichoke hearts as well as the mushrooms. Yeah, you have the can, but you also have the jar version.
Love. Those are so good.
If given a choice, not I don't remember if I don't remember ever having the artichoke heart in the can, and if I did, it's been so long. The jar has been more recent to me. Um, the artichoke heart I actually like to put on top of a salad if
Yes.
you've never done it, and then put a nice oil and vinegar dressing or whatever you like on top. Um, Mushrooms, you can go the canned route or jarred. I can go either way on that one.
Great appetizers there you're mentioning for sure.
Now, the sliced mushrooms, at times when I go to make my spaghetti sauce, I'll take a little can or jar, drain it, and put the mushrooms in with my sauce to
Oh,
give it a little more,
yum.
you know.
You know what else is interesting about everything we're mentioning? It's so affordable. We didn't mention anything so pie in the sky. I'll give an example. I was completely floored. Now, I've made baked ziti in the past, but I'm going to mention the brand name. We don't get an extra time for mentioning it. It's not sponsored. Barilla, Barilla ziti. I was astounded that one simple box of Barilla ziti yield so many generous servings. But don't forget too, Steve, I'm adding ricotta cheese. I'm adding shredded mozzarella. By the way, get the real mozzarella shredded. Take that minute. Don't get me wrong, if your budget can allow it. If your budget doesn't allow it, then use the bag one and use that. But there's nothing better, in my opinion, Steve, than the shredded one you do yourself from the block of the mozzarella cheese. Because that other one is just not as good of a quality, in my opinion.
No, one of the cheeses that I like to use in my baked ziti, lasagna even, um, I tend, well, I don't do it anymore. Although if I had the means to do it, I would. I used to do it for my oldest nephew when he was younger. He would come with his mom and dad, and visit for Christmas, and I would always have a pan of homemade lasagna,
Yum.
primarily for him because he liked it. So, but I like to use like Belgioso cheese, that whole milk straight out, because or Polio or Sargento even makes one. What I would do
Those
is
are
I,
the leagues I like too. Go ahead.
I would take that particular cheese. It's very rich though, but
Yeah.
that particular cheese I would layer right in the center,
Oh,
right in the well, that's the best place to put it, right in the middle.
good point.
Um, Ricotta, mm, I've had my days that I've done ricotta. There's days that I've completely left it out.
Right.
It still comes out great either way. But yeah, baked ziti is a good one. The lasagna. I haven't made it in quite some time. I haven't made either one of them in quite some time, but it is very good. It's good to have on hand. I like the way you're doing it. Um,
Thank you.
and I guess if you really wanted to, if you stop and think about it, let's say in your case, if you got tired of baked ziti, let's say you had some overage and everybody got what they
Right.
wanted, you or whoever the case may be, uh, you could easily take what's left and possibly transform it into like some type of a soup or even a stew, perhaps.
That's right. Recycle it, kind of, sort of. Even turn it to a basis of a pizza. Like make that into a crust. Throw an egg in it, maybe some breadcrumb. Turn that, what you just described, the leftovers. Bake that off. That becomes its own crust, and then put your own pizza toppings on it. Agree.
You could go that, yes, you could go that direction as well. So there's so many And I do believe in repurposing. If I have the ability to repurpose something that I might have gotten tired of, or okay, I've had enough of this, I want something else. If I can take what's there and transform it into something else, me, I do this. I have been known, and it does work. This is another thing you could do with repurpose. You could possibly take, let's say, if you have sauce left over. This is, I'm not saying you couldn't have pieces of pasta in it, but I'm primarily focusing on the sauce. If you have sauce left over, you could easily take spaghetti sauce. I've said it before, and it does work. You can take it and transform it into a chili. It does work.
That's true. Yeah.
All you got to do is add whatever beans you want to it, your chili powder, um, maybe add a little bell pepper or whatever you want to put in it, and do it up, and you've got chili.
You
That's
know,
it.
you're making me think. Chili is another great thing to have around on the Christmas holiday dinner. Some people are
Hmm.
vegan, for example. You could do a vegetable one, no meat at all. Put that in the crock pot. People can use it as they go along,
Hmm.
keep it on warm all day. That's a wonderful option. Steve, I saw the most incredible thing. I think the channel name is Grandma Rose. I'm not sure. I don't know when this was recorded. It could have been a while ago. It just came up in passing. This lady had made, you're not going to believe this, fried, get a load of this, fried deviled eggs. What?
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Basically, what she did was, boil hard boiled eggs. She goes through the whole thing. And then she dips it in a batter of egg and breadcrumb, right? Then she kind of sort of deep fries that.
Hmm.
Then she makes the inside filling as per usual for deviled egg and puts it in as appetizers. They look so pretty. She literally crunched into it. I'm like, wow, this looks really, really good. If I ever find that video, I will send it over to my community page and mention. I mean, it looks so good. It's
Hmm.
fascinating. What an appetizer! Fried deviled eggs.
I never thought about fried deviled
I
eggs. I
never
mean,
heard of it.
no, I mean regular deviled eggs that you make boiling eggs, cut it and pop out the yolk, and the old-fashioned way. Yeah, that I know how to do. Never thought about. That's not saying it couldn't work. I never thought about doing a fried deviled egg. That's a new one.
No, it got golden brown and breadcrumby and crispy. And like
Oh,
when she bit into it, I heard crunch. I'm like, what? This is, it's amazing what's out there. And it doesn't look like it's expensive. Think about it. Deviled eggs, even if you don't fry it, think about this as an appetizer in general. If you have a tight budget or just enjoy deviled eggs like I do, I just like them. I don't care budget or no budget.
mhm,
And prices of eggs can really vary. Sometimes it goes up. This one,
yep,
Steve, it goes down, and then it goes
yep.
up. It's like a yo-yo. So, dependent upon your budget and your taste. But if you have guests over, just imagine 6 actual whole eggs actually equals 12 deviled egg halves. So,
Right.
I mean, it's value.
Yeah, no, it is. Well, deviled eggs usually, especially, even, I guess, even this time of year, but mainly during the summer months, June, July, August, September, even October down here where I'm at. It doesn't really start to cool off until mid late October. I do like to make about 8 or 10 deviled eggs cut up,
Wow.
put them in the refrigerator,
Yep.
and if I get hungry or want a little in between snack, just go grab a couple or
Love it.
three.
Love
Hmm.
it. It is such a great protein boost.
Yeah. So, bottom line, if you have the ability to do some meal prepping before Christmas comes along, that's if you prepare Christmas dinner this year. I would say start a couple, maybe 3 or 4 days ahead of time, and
Yeah.
start preparing a few things. That way, on Christmas Day, or even Christmas Eve, whenever the last thing or
Yeah,
things that you're going to prepare is being made, um, it won't be so hard.
it won't. And I just want to throw this in. I mentioned it on an upcoming video. To me, nothing spells more of a special occasion, even if you're just in your own house with your immediate family. But since it's a special day, right? If
Hmm.
you have a punch bowl, it doesn't have to be a crystal punch bowl. It could be a heavy duty plastic one that looks like crystal. Ever see those in
Yeah.
the discount stores? Fill up a punch bowl, make it look pretty with, non-alcoholic stuff, like different sorts of sodas and juices and those little punch bowl glasses, and put it as a centerpiece. Steve, guess what's coming tomorrow? I just bought me a bunt pan. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, that's good. That way
But
you
guess
can.
what I'm going to do with it, Steve? I want to make a Christmas wreath cake. Now, this is a good idea. You can make it with a bunt pan, make a cake like you normally do, and just use the colors, the frosting colors and the confettis and the sprinkles to look Christmassy, red and green and so on. And that'll be my centerpiece on my table, on a holiday table. So it looks like a Christmas wreath, all because I have a new bunt pan. I had another pan at other pans, and somehow magically, sometimes people borrow them, and somehow magically, well, maybe they forget that I lent it to them. But that's okay. In the spirit of generosity, so I got me a new bunt pan.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Um, you know, that I mean, I guess if you really wanted to be Christmassy,
Yeah.
let's say you took a yellow cake mix or whatever you were going to use, um, and you could always add, for those that can have it. I know people that have like ADHD or ADD or that type of thing really shouldn't have anything synthetic. But
Right.
if you really wanted to, you could take cake batter. If you wanted to make it look like a real wreath, put green food coloring in it,
Bingo. There you go.
and then that'll turn your cake green. That gives you the wreath effect.
The sky is the limit. That's a smart idea. I like that. I
Yeah,
like that.
this is just something I happen to think
You
of.
can put like some
And
holly and a little bow underneath, the
yeah,
middle of the
mhm,
circle. The sky's the limit, and I could get to redo it. Also, Steve, I have to remember to do it. I used to have a couple of heart-shaped pans years ago. Heart-shaped pans are great. Of course, before you know it, it'll be Valentine's Day, right?
right,
Really.
right,
Once
right.
Christmas comes. Did you ever notice something, Steve? I don't want to be on too long holding you up, but the
It's
second
okay.
the Christmas holidays finish, you have the red background, go to stores. What do you see? The hearts. You see all the hearts, all the Valentines out immediately. Imagine
Mhm.
that.
Well, I mean, it's just like any other. All right, think about this. As everybody knows, about a month and a half ago or whatever it was, yeah, I had my birthday. I'm born on Halloween, but I was late. I was a couple weeks late, but still, think about something. Halloween. When do you start seeing Halloween stuff in the store? The latter part of July.
It's incredible.
Um, then when Halloween comes along, what do you see? Christmas. I guess that's to I guess that's to represent the starting point of the
Yeah,
holiday season, which,
yeah,
as we both know, it actually is in a lot of ways.
right.
Um, when it comes to Valentine's Day stuff, you may already have it out.
I'm telling you, it's just crazy. That's why, like those heart-shaped pans, they are. By the way, they're a great gift. Baking pans, food storage containers. I just want to throw some fast ideas,
Yeah.
things of that nature. The bunt pans, people say, "Oh, I'm going to get it," and then many times people forget. But those unusual shape Christmas tree shaped pans, adorable, adorable. So yeah,
That would be pretty cool. I could see having a Christmas tree cake pan,
love
and
it.
then you could create, bake a cake, whatever you want,
And
take it
give a
out.
cake, and actually like make them for gifts as well as like
Yeah,
for your
you could take the
occasion at
cake out
home.
and let it cool, and you could put whatever frosting you want over the top.
Yes,
Um,
so
or
affordable, so affordable.
or at times you can do it the way I like it. Sometimes, Sometimes I just like cake out of the oven.
Yes,
I don't want any icing on it or any frosting, just straight out.
like a pound cake.
Yeah, and I'll tell you a good one that's really good without anything on it. And I shouldn't mention it because I've got some left from Christmas. Carrot cake. I don't always like the cream cheese frosting on it.
Yeah, it could be rich.
I mean, I do like the cream cheese that they put on it, but sometimes I just want a plain, simple, in its exact state carrot cake.
That reminds me, Steve. Once I get the new bundt pan, I want to make like a pound cake type, simple yellow type pound cake, butter cake, and
Mm,
just shake a little, not have a blizzard on it, but a little, let's say, a flurry of powdered sugar. You remind me. You don't have to have icing or ooey gooey all the time on top of the cake. It's like for any day, like like with a cup of coffee, a friend comes over.
no, you don't. You don't. The
Hey,
only
thanks
thing
for
about
having me here, by the way, because you're giving me a big appetite and I have to watch it. But go ahead.
am I? Am I? Well, it's not intentional, but um, I guess if you really wanted to, if you didn't want to go the direction of frostings you have in the store like Pillsbury, Duncan Hines, Betty Crocker, those brands. Because I don't think they make a low sugar frosting. They probably do, and I don't know it. But you could make your own frosting,
Heck yes.
and you can doctor it up and sweeten it as much as you want.
Yes. Yes.
So,
And if you make an icing, which is simply just a little bit of milk with powdered sugar, and if you want, it's not necessary, a pinch of vanilla extract, you
mhm,
just have to be careful and just drizzle it, a little slight drizzle. Anyone can do that. Anyone can do that.
mhm. Yeah, there was another icing that I knew about. This is something that I learned about when I was a kid. I don't know if I have the ingredients exactly right. I only remember a couple of the ingredients. Well, back when I was in elementary school during the holidays, we used to make gingerbread houses
Oh,
out
cute.
of milk cartons. And what you would do is you would make this icing. It was cream of tartar, egg whites, and you would beat it up somehow, and somehow it would form like a stiff peak. And what you would do is you would layer it like on the bottom of a paper plate, and
Excuse
then
me.
you take your milk carton and you apply it, or you place it in, and it would stay in place.
Like a glue.
Yeah, basically. And then you would just take that icing or whatever it is, and then do the sides, and however you want to do it up. And then you could add your little candies, your gummy bears,
How
your
cute is that? That had have been a lot of fun.
right M&Ms, whatever you want to put on it, however you want to dress it up.
Oh,
And we did this that would have had to have been like fourth grade.
nice.
But that is a memory that I remember back from school. But I don't remember the exact ingredients. It's cream of tartar, egg whites, maybe one other. I don't remember exact. It's I mean this was the 80s. I mean that's pretty
That's
far back.
okay. Everything we're talking about is about building memories. Having that maybe wreath bundt cake, having that adorable gingerbread house that you just described, making ahead meals doesn't have to be baked ziti, whatever the meal is. Caring enough to do something special, even if it's something you normally wouldn't do. Thinking outside the box. It's a lot of fun. And it helps make those memories.
Yeah. Um yeah, but those gingerbread houses, and when you like I said, when you have that white icing on or whatever it is, yeah, you can put whatever candies you want on it. You can do it up. I would take a piece of a gingerbread. No, I would take a piece of graham cracker, a little piece, and I would apply it on the bottom front of the milk carton to make it look like a door.
Ah, oh, look at that.
and then I would work around it.
So you work around it, you get your creativity going. And
And if
so
I had a piece of candy that was in the shape of a wreath, I would stick it on the door with the icing.
bingo, there you go.
Yeah. So
Very, very nice.
there's so many things you can do. I mean, as long as you've
And
got
that's
an
the
imagination.
thing. Keep you right. You're keeping your mind open to all the possibilities. And it's still early enough to do that. We're recording this on the 7th of December. You got the whole remainder of the holiday season, all the way through to January. So, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you sure do. Okay. Well, this was a nice topic. I'm glad that, it happened to come up because it's perfect. And if it's of any help to the subscribers, I mean, who can't use some form of a helping hand? This is one of them.
True.
If I'm telling you, if you start your meal prepping 3-4 days in advance, by the time Christmas rolls around, you might have one or two not too difficult to things to prepare,
Right.
and you're done.
And take help from prepared products like the ham that's already cooked. You don't
Hmm.
have to play guessing games. Oh, I hope it comes out right. No, it's already done up. I'm not referring to the $200 one, the fancy. I'm talking
Right,
about the
right.
canned one, affordable
Hmm.
one. Because after all, I do talk about frugality all the time, right?
Hmm.
But these are the wonderful options that we have. We don't have to slice, dice all the time. We could put together a cute tray of things that are already pretty much prepared for us. Take as many simplistic turns that you can do it, but make it your own. And there's no wrong way or right way. It's just your way.
Hmm. Making it your way makes it all the better because it's your creativity that you're coming up
Exactly. We're
with.
just throwing some hints.
That's right. All right, everybody. I'm glad everybody could be here. Thank you, Jan. As
Thank you
always,
for
this is fun.
having me,
Yep,
really.
you're welcome. And you know, hope everybody has a great holiday. It is still a little bit premature to say that, but this hopefully will give everybody some ideas. Hey, Jan and
Yeah.
Steve have some pretty good insight there.
Excuse the sneezes.
I know it's well, I'm just now getting over um, some little cold or something I had. I'm on
Yeah,
the
welcome
very
back.
very end
Glad
of
you
it, so
feel
I
really
forgive it.
better.
Um, but do your little advanced cooking. You'll see that it works out, and it won't be so hard on you come the holidays. If you want to put together a meal for your family, or however how many you have, um, it's definitely going to take the weight off of you. So keep that in mind. Well, anyway, I hope all of you have a great whatever time of day it is for you. And Jan, us, will see you back here next time. Bye for now.
Thank you, Steve. Bye, everybody.
You're welcome.